Arrowheads. Welcome back to Queen Consolidated, a Southgate Media Group podcast dedicated to all things related to Arrow over on the CW. I am Lois, as always.
Kelly, hey.
For the session today is episode 414, Code of Silence, and this pretty much should actually be the name of the show for the most part, because people love to keep their secrets on this show.
And they haven't figured out that secrets will get them killed.
I mean, well, almost everybody on the team except for Diggle and Laurel have died at least once. So death has no meaning to these people.
That's true. Well, it does to Papa Lance.
Yeah, that's true.
That was sweet.
So yeah, this episode was written by Wendy Merkel and Oscar Balderrama. I think I can honestly say that, I used to love Wendy, but, this season, because she's kind of taken on the reins as co-showrunner with, Mark Guggenheim, it's been kind of a rough go because it's been a restructuring season. This is a transition season. And I haven't really... The things that she's written, it's just been it feels very un-Wendy-like because of all the things that they have to do with these characters to get them to the point for season 5.
Right.
Which is the end of the flashbacks and things like that. So
yay!
Exactly. So, it's been a lot of nitty-gritty necessary stuff. I think this is the first episode that I actually really enjoyed with her name attached, and I'm happy to say that again. Also, why this episode was kind of awesome was that it was directed by James Manford.
Yay!
Yeah, bam!
That's about time.
Yeah, well, he's still enjoying fatherhood and whatnot, and, all those things, so.
That's right, and Dino.
Exactly.
So is his wife Pebbles?
You know what? It would have been funny if he named his daughter Pebbles.
It would have been really fun, yes.
So yeah, let's get the synopsis and we can break this right down.
Alrighty. Oliver and team uncover Hive's plan to take out Team Arrow once and for all. With Hive's next attack imminent, Lance wonders if Donna is safer without him in her life. Meanwhile, with the wedding fast approaching, Oliver begins to feel guilty, that he hasn't told Felicity about his son.
Green Arrow begins? What now?
More man pain.
Exactly. We had Neil McDonough as Damien Dark, leading the evil council, apparently. Echo Column comes back as Curtis Holt for the engagement party. Jimmy Kingbola as Baron Ryder, Linda Boyd as Phaedra Nixon, Daniel Cudmore as Jack, Janet Kidder as Ruve Adams, James Kidney as Milo Armitage, Rachel Luttrell as Rosie, Ryan Robbins as Conklin, rest in pieces, Elijah Raturu as Tiana, and Charlotte Ross, of course, as Mama Smoke.
Okay, I gotta say it. This is the first time that I've actually felt that Damien is dark.
Yes. Okay, maybe we should start at the end and work our way backwards.
He was Damian Gray before.
Yeah. I mean, at the end where we see him with William, and it's wait, did he kill the mom? What is going on here? How did you procure this child, sir?
Did you kidnap him from school? Did you?
I mean, William seems not on high alert, which is weird because you can tell that Sam, his mom, is very protective. She's a very good mother. They seem very close. They seem like they have a plan that if a stranger tries to come get you for school, there should be a code word. Things of that nature,
Mm-hmm. Unless he was able to convince the administrators of the school to tell him that.
Oh, did I mind trick them?
Exactly.
Okay, I could actually see that, but it was just Samantha, is you dead? Because that would mean that we have a little kid in the mix for next season, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not something this show needs right now. So don't judge me. They did kill Akio last season. Is all that I'm saying, when I didn't think they were actually going to kill a kid on the CW.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not I would want William to die. It's not his name's Connor Hawk or anything. But, this show does not need a kid. So if he dies, I'll be sad for Oliver. But
Mhm.
they do love giving Oliver man pain, so I can actually see this happening.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And maybe Akil was a foreshadowing event about this whole damn thing.
Right. Exactly.
I'm stretching it. I know. Sometimes when I get excited about an episode that it wasn't so well received, I like to fan wait to give people things to think about. So anyway, this episode, I feel like we could have done without the Mama Smoke shtick. And y'all know I love Charlotte Ross, but this episode should have been about a little bit more about Oliver.
Right.
And that's been my whole problem with the season, is that because Steven was busy over the summer and things like that with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they had to fill the gaps. And well, Felicity is basically the de facto second lead of the show, and so that's why we have all these things. This particular point with Felicity arcs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just, poor Oliver at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. I mean, he's in a rough spot. What do you do?
I think he's gonna win mayor, bro. Like I don't think that he should, but the alternative is just awful.
Okay, now here's a question. If Damien takes William, then is he free to tell Felicity?
Well, it's gonna come out in the wash one way or another this next coming episode.
Right.
And supposedly, Felicity is what the show needs her to be. When they need her to be sweet, quirky, funny in the core of the show, that's what she is. When they need her to be whiny and complainy, that's what she is. And she hasn't been that whiny or complaining in a while, so I have a feeling that this is the rough patch and they're going to call off the engagement.
Well, this would definitely be okay. Just thinking of what it would do to me, would it freak me out? Yeah, it absolutely would. If you'd known someone all this time and they'd kept that from you, yeah, that would be really difficult to deal with.
It would be difficult, but they have portrayed Felicity as this super understanding, super compassionate person 90% of the time.
Right.
And it's not about her at the end of the day. He did what the child's mother wanted of him. And even just being Oliver Queen is dangerous for him. For him to, for people to know. I mean, look what happened to Felicity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's just as Oliver Queen. And if somebody finds out that he's the Green Arrow, boom. Even I mean, no offense to Felicity, but parents, that paternal instinct to do whatever it takes. I mean, Moira died for her children and things like that.
Exactly. No, I get that totally.
So
I do.
I am.
But if you're not a parent, you don't understand that usually.
Exactly. So I'm Team Oliver about this, and I love that Thea brought it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been forever since they had a conversation. So
yes, and a deep conversation that needed to happen.
Yeah. So I'm glad that Thea's standing with me, and she's Team Oliver. I mean, eventually Felicity will come around if the little boy doesn't die, obviously. But I do understand if she does want to call off the engagement. But at the same time, it's not really about her. He wanted to be in his son's life, and I think that was a really big step for Oliver.
Yes. Agreed.
So, I mean, it's this really complicated issue, but at the same time, if you love someone, I mean, it's not like he's known about it that long. And when she did find out in the alternate timeline, it kind of killed everybody. So,
right.
He could just kind of tell her that.
Well, he could, but that probably wouldn't be a good idea.
It's like, yeah, I told you once in the alternate timeline, and everybody died. So, try to avoid all that.
Yeah. But now I just told you again.
Exactly. So I hope everybody doesn't die again.
Yes. Whole day.
Yeah. The engagement party was really tacky. Like this, I miss Moira. She did a bit. She was a better party planner. Is all.
Yes. Yeah. Much better. Yes.
And we'll just blame it on the Vegas showgirl that is Donna Smoke.
Yeah, definitely. That's Vegas. Yes.
The glitter in the engagement party invitation. You should do that, Kelly. Please do that. Just not so much glitter.
You know, there actually is a service that you can hire to glitter bomb somebody.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You can glitter bomb your enemies. You didn't know this? Here,
No.
hold on. I will find a website.
Oh,
Uh,
oh my God, we need this to happen in Starling City because Starling City, oh, well, Starling City, Star City is so dang dark and dreary. I feel like we need to hire these people to start just glitter bombing everybody.
glitter bomb your enemy. Here we go. Uh, glitterbombpeopleYouHate.com.
Wow.
And here it is. It's $10. It's $9.99, and they will glitter bomb them anonymously.
Oh, you should have never told me this.
It's people you hate, not people you love.
Exactly. You
And
know
it's
I'm a secret villain.
okay. Get this. So, it is guaranteed to go everywhere, and they will send it internationally.
Oh
Um,
my gosh.
there are testimonials. Uh, oh, this is funny. Uh, $9.99. There you go.
I know who I'm glitter bombing. There's only one person that I really would glitter bomb out of not love.
Uh-oh.
Hmm. So anyway, before I incriminate myself any further, moving right along.
Zoom? Uh,
I like that we're incorporating Andy, but it now has given me red flags.
yes.
Because this grave thing is hanging over our heads, much like the Zoom thing and now the Man in the Iron Mask thing on The Flash.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Where's the oubliette?
oh, God. I just want to cry. And isn't it curious that Laurel and Quentin and Donna haven't, and Felicity, I guess for all intents and purposes as well, have kind of sat down and had dinner together?
Yes. We haven't had that awkward family dinner yet.
I totally need Quentin to get in the kitchen and make his famous chicken cacciatore.
Yes.
And I hope that it turns out better than the last family dinner.
Yes.
But I'm getting really nervous for Laurel. Back at the beginning of January, the executive producers went up and told the person who was gonna die, who was in the grave. And now in episode 418, we see the stills and stuff, and we have it's a Laurel flashback kind of centric episode. And
Mm,
you know, if you're an avid TV viewer, you know they've kind of been saying, "Oh, Laurel is capable; she can handle herself." You know, she makes
right.
her own choices, and you know, kind of like that parallel with Felicity. And so now I'm really nervous for Laurel, and I think that they have really been saying this a lot as well in the interviews, is that we are not beholden to the comics, we are doing our own story. And I think that Black Canary, as much as I love Laurel and much as I love Katie Cassidy, if you take an objective look, it is kind of what's dragging the show down, in the fact that death has not had any meaning. I think that this would be huge for them to kill off Black Canary. I don't want them to do that. I mean, that's borderline enough for me to stop watching
Yeah.
in season 5, just to be honest, so we're clear. Um, but it would be huge for them storytelling wise. It would free them up. And do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I totally get what you're saying. Yeah. They would definitely have a lot more ways they could go.
And it would definitely
A renewed
solidify
purpose.
it for them
Yeah.
that this is definitely, they're not telling the Green Arrow comic book at all.
Right.
And you know, basically that's kind of why they wanted Green Arrow, so that they could do what they wanted with the character.
Right. Because it wasn't a huge. Well, I mean, it had a following, but not a huge
It's
one.
not Batman.
No.
It's
Right.
not one of the Trinity. So they
Exactly.
have more leeway. Where Smallville was very restricted with what they could do, and what they could use and things like that. You know, with Green Arrow, it's like, okay, we can take these liberties. We can pull this Batman storyline, and we can mix this with this Green Arrow storyline, and kind of create our own thing. And that's what they've kind of been doing, with, you know, various rates of success. I thought that the Deathstroke was really good, actually. The
Mm.
Island season 1 and 2 were really good. you know, it's just that they're committed to these things, and now they just have this opportunity to really change the landscape for better or for worse with the show. And I think they should be brave and be bold and have death mean something now.
Right.
I just don't want it to be Laurel or Diggle.
Right.
I mean, I could see it easily being Quentin. I would be sad, but that would mean that Paul Blackthorne can go find Colin Salmon and they can do a project together.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Something on the BBC, preferably.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Like a Merlin, or actually, isn't there supposed to be a Merlin movie?
Is there?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Nice.
You
But
know.
yeah, I mean, they have slowly been kind of killing off the quote unquote old characters anyway. You know that we don't have any like he's the last parental figure.
Right.
This is still a CW show.
Right.
So I very easily see it being Quentin if they're not brave or bold enough to do the Laurel thing, because I think that that would create tremendous backlash and bad press.
Mm-hmm.
Because you say what you want about it, but Black Canary and Green Arrow are a big deal.
Right.
So I don't know, but I am nervous for one. I'm nervous for both the Lances. I'll just put it to you that way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and even, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him and Donna, too. I mean, would that cause Donna to move there, to be near Felicity? Would she just break? Would she, you know what I'm saying?
Feels like she lives in Star City already.
It feels like it, but, flights are cheap out of Vegas.
No, they're not. They're cheap into Vegas.
But
I lived in Vegas for a year. It is hell to get out of Vegas.
Really?
It is hell.
That's crazy.
Oh, it's cheap to get there, but once you're there, if you didn't buy a round trip, oh, it's brutal. But her daughter is a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, so.
Yeah, she has a private jet, so who cares?
I want to talk about the stunts. This is the benefit of having James Manford, who does the choreography, direct an episode. I love the stunts. Everything from that really cool slide under the table to the motorcycle Evil Knievel jump.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I love that they brought in Demolition Team, even though that they're kind of a Green Lantern thing. I thought it was really like, okay, who brings a sledgehammer to an arrow fight? But
who brings a nail gun?
Cheaper than real guns in both.
Yeah, did they take the time to disassemble the safety or what? Because, I mean, there's a safety on those things. You got to have it push against something for it to fire.
Yeah, I guess she did. I mean, the Demolition Team is a comic book thing, so I thought that was really cute. And it was really interesting with the whole, what they were doing with the buildings and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And, oh my God, they almost killed Papa Lance. Like, what? Like, thank God Laurel was with him and being pushed.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I enjoyed that. She's putting two and two together, you know? Smart Laurel is a good Laurel.
That's right.
So, I don't know. I was really bummed we didn't get to see the debate.
That would have been fun.
Because it seems like Oliver, even though we don't really focus on the story arc that much, it really seems like when we do focus on it, Oliver is taking it very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really
would have been better than the real ones.
Probably. I loved all the double entendres that were going back and forth between him and Ruve. He's like, "Are you married?" And she's like, "No, I just haven't found the right guy."
Uh-huh.
Oh, so it's really, really funny. And then Damien Dark is up to evil hijinks, and Merlin has insinuated himself into his organization. And I'm just like, what?
Is he going to be Dr. Claw?
Oliver wishes he was as great as Inspector Gadget. Green Arrow is a mess right now as the vigilante overlooking Star City. I'm just saying. I enjoyed this look at Oliver. I really did.
Yeah.
I think he's been suited up as Green Arrow way too much this season.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that he's had an identity crisis every single season, and it's kind of redundant. but I think that they are trying to do something new, different, and interesting, but they just can't seem to execute it properly.
Yeah. We definitely need to see more of Oliver out of his Green Arrow suit than in.
We also need to see the team out of their damn masks as well.
Yes.
I just say we need a good kind of episode where they're not fighting crime. Like,
It was weird to see Diggle without his mask on.
ugh, I hate that mask so
I know.
much. I hate
Looks like that
Spartan.
guy's. He looks like that guy who runs through walls.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, but like this was still a really good episode. Like I just think that they tried to shoehorn a little too much into this.
Yeah.
We don't do parties so well since Moira died, so I would be okay with not doing them anymore.
Unless Thea plans them.
Exactly.
Thea knows how to throw a good party.
She does. And so speaking of that party, Curtis Holt, who Oliver thinks is terrific, Hardy Har Har, basically came in with the DOS Ex Machina for Felicity getting her legs again.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be interesting if it actually failed. But I know that they won't because writing for a disabled character on a superhero show doesn't seem like a top priority. I thought that they just thought that that would be something useful
Mm-hmm.
until they could, to stretch out her arc or whatever. So I don't know. The sooner it works, the better, I guess, because I'm really kind of just over it because they didn't take it seriously, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. I agree with you there.
What did you think about Felicity when when Quentin says, why do you think that it was me that did something wrong? And she says it's because you're a man.
I was kind of surprised by that coming out of her mouth.
Me too.
She's normally not that bitter. Are there times we all think that? Probably. But
It's one thing to think it, it's another thing to say it, Kelly.
yeah, and to say it to someone like Quentin. You know what I'm saying? Now, she said that to Oliver. That could just be a quip and a joke. But to say it to Quentin? No, not cool. Very snarky.
I do like that Mama Smoke has a very well fine-tuned BS detector, though.
Yes.
I did enjoy that. I like that she stood up for herself and that it didn't feel right to her, so she pulled up stakes. I think that women don't do that enough.
True. Very true.
I thought that was a great example.
Yes.
Even though they got back together at the end. But it's Quentin, so you can't even blame her.
No. I would much rather somebody be upfront and honest with me than mess with me, you know?
But at the same time, he was working for the guy that basically paralyzed her daughter on top of that.
Right.
So that was like another layer there.
Yes.
But I'm glad that they kind of worked it out. I think that Quentin deserves to be happy since Mama Lance is happy in Central City.
Uh-huh.
So,
Agreed.
I mean, especially if he's going to be the one to kick the bucket, a little bit of happiness at the end.
That would be good, yes. Wait a minute, isn't Mama Smoke actually going through time and space now?
You mean Mama Lance?
Yeah, Mama Lance, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you should join the Flash. Or Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, the biggest sticking point in this episode is that they found a $1 million check that their mother wrote to Samantha. Really, though? How could this even look bad for Oliver? It had nothing to do with him. I mean...
No. It had nothing to do with him. So, I mean... Okay. Last week's episode. Sins of the father. Actually, in this case, it would be sins of the mother. You do not inherit the sins of your predecessors. I mean, public opinion might, but... You know what I'm saying?
Is that even how checks work?
What do you mean? If they would notice, yeah, I mean, well, the way they would have it is they would have, wasn't it a certified check?
Was it?
I think it was.
Okay.
And then there would be record.
I
Um,
mean, for me, it looked like it was just out of her checkbook, and I'm like, wait, that doesn't work like that.
no, I think she got a certified check.
You would almost have to, but Arrow doesn't know how the law works, so I don't think that they know how bank accounts and stuff like that work.
That could be. But yeah, I think seem to remember it being a certified check.
Okay, as long as it's a certified check. Well, you can't even write a personal check for $1,000,000, but I feel like Arrow writers might not know that.
But she would have had to get a certified check because not just that, but to guarantee that the funds were there
Yeah.
for cash for her to be trusted, like anybody ever trusted Moira. But
At one point, she really was a good person, and she was a mama bear, and she thought that that was what was best for Oliver.
right. I understand. I do. I mean, I'm very protective of my family too. Don't poke this mama bear. But
I would never.
not wise. But there are people who try.
I like smart Thea too, by the way.
Yes.
That was great. She's like, Oliver, stop lying to me.
That's right. That's right. And Oliver's got to realize that there are people in his life that he can trust. There are.
Definitely. So yeah, I like that Felicity gave the notebook, the laptop to Curtis, and he's a champ.
Yes, he is. I love Curtis. I think he's hilarious.
But what the hell was that screensaver?
I think he was trying to make something funny for the wedding.
All I know is a lot of people on Reddit were like, that was a little too on the nose. People are kind of, at max peak capacity for Felicity at this point.
Yes.
I think they definitely need to tone her involvement in every single subplot down a little bit.
Yeah.
And people will settle down about Felicity.
Yes.
I think she definitely has interesting things to explore, but you shouldn't keep shoving something down people's throats.
No, you should not.
But Kelly, we're totally gonna play Pin the Junk on the Hunk.
I thought that was so funny. And the look of just consternation on Oliver's face.
He does not know how to handle Mama Smoke at all.
No way. That was hilarious. Only in Vegas.
Okay, and the final thing that I'm gonna bring up is the flashbacks. He killed Conklin. He's got the trust of the prisoners now for now, but supposedly Baron Ryder is gonna kill everybody once he gets what he finds.
Mm-hmm.
So
big surprise.
I don't know. For me, I feel like Baron Ryder isn't necessarily evil. I feel like he's kind of morally gray. I don't get the Merlin vibe from him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not. But why would you leave any witnesses to finding something like that? It's what he thinks he's going to find. Something magical and mystical. He doesn't want anybody to know about it, obviously.
Well, you can just magically mind wipe them. I'm sure that's a part of it.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Here, look into this little device. It's space junk. Whoosh, flash.
Exactly. Oh, and yeah. Okay, so let's get into some of our favorite stuff because I actually do have a lot of favorite stuff in this episode for once.
Yay.
Even though the grade doesn't justify all the things that I like, just a heads up. Anyway, who was your favorite character this episode?
Oh, goodness. I would say I really felt for Quentin this episode. I did. He was in a rock and a hard space, and I really appreciated the depth of acting that we got from our dear friend. So I like that a lot.
For me, it's Thea. She was all over Oliver's campaign because his manager was tending to a sick mother. Thea is so capable, and I love that she's the youngest member of the team, but she's just the most capable. She's just literally the best person on the show. She's the moral compass.
Right.
I enjoy Willow's performance almost every single week. I think she really knocks it out of the park.
Yes.
So what was your favorite scene?
Well, I liked the talk with Felicity and Quentin, and I liked the I also liked the talk with Oliver and Thea. Those two were probably right up there for me.
Uh, let's see. I think one of my favorite scenes had to be the fight scene with the demolition team.
Mm.
That was great. You know, sledgehammers and nail guns flying. It was different. It was a different choice, and I like when they shake it up.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Oliver kind of confronts, well, being subtly confronting Rouvet about, trying to bring
That was funny.
yes, he's like almost enough to bring the house down,
Uh-huh.
almost.
Almost.
Let's see. Do you have any favorite lines?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Please tell me the nails are the clue and not what's on the laptop's hard drive because there are 3 nails running straight through this thing. Yeah, the bad guys went a little crazy with the nail gun. And then I had to laugh because the whole, laptop bullet hole.
Yes, yes. The first time we met, the first thing you asked me to do was pull data off a damaged laptop. It's kind of romantic. I was like, oh my god, Felicity. And then when Felicity asked him what he thinks of the engagement envelope, he's like, the envelope is very pink.
Oh, and Lance to Oliver. You're luckier with someone you don't have to keep secrets from.
Oh,
Ironic,
when
right?
Oliver said he wasn't trying to live that life anymore, and Quentin's
Yes.
like, "You look like you're doing good." I was like, "No, stop it!
Yes.
Oh, Quentin,
Yes.
you're gonna die, aren't you?"
Yes. I know. Uh, let's see here. Uh, yeah, Quentin says, in AA we say you're only as sick as the secrets you keep. You're looking pretty healthy these days. Let's just hope I can get back to that place with Donna.
Yep, I love it. I really enjoy their relationship, and if somebody has to die for Oliver's man pain, if somebody has to reconstitute Oliver's mission like Tommy did for him in season 2, it would be nobody better than Quentin.
Mm-hmm. Oh, leaving Mrs. Dark a sympathetic survivor instead of the pot of evil stew that she is. I like that one too.
It's like, wow.
And oh, sorry, nervous bladder, I think. That's something I never needed to hear.
Yeah. Something I will say something that bothered me was when Laura was like, "I'm out of roof," and I'm like, "There's roof all around you." Just saying.
Yes, yes, yes. Is it
Anyways,
possible to go blind from too many flashes? I literally can't see a thing right now. I'm
such.
like thinking, boy, you haven't been on enough Earths yet, have you?
So yeah, what would you give this episode as a grade?
You know, I'm gonna go with a C plus.
Damn it, Kelly, me too. And I'm gonna tell you, like in this case, usually the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, but the sum of its parts, like there's really good things in this episode, but the way that
Yes.
they come together, it just still leaves it at an average episode for me.
Yes, exactly, exactly. I agree with you.
Damn it, Kelly, I just knew you were gonna give this a B minus at least. We're consistently consistent, I'll say that. So yeah, shameless plugs.
All right. Well, you can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and about anywhere else that matters at Super Squint. That's SuperSquint. And you can also hear me, of course, on Before the Bat with Phil and Tyler, the Gotham podcast. And, of course, on Flashpoint with the lovely Miss Lilith.
As for me, you can find me on Channel 52, which is all your news related stuff for the DC Nation. If you want to hear some reviews about DC comic books, please be sure to check out World's Finest. Phil is my co host from Before the Bat. And we just launched a new podcast, Phil and I did. It's the Newcastle Crew 2.0. We are talking about everything John Constantine from the beginning. So if you are into that character, please check us out. Along the way, we will be talking about Swamp Thing, Zatanna, Dr. Fate, probably Justice League Dark. and a few other stops in the Vertigo land. So if you're interested, please be sure to look out for that on southgatemediagroup.com, which is where you can find a full list of our 80 plus podcasts, and it's always growing. So we also have blogs, and you can find out information about the host there as well. And just a friendly reminder to rate, review, and subscribe to us on your favorite podcatcher service of choice. It is greatly appreciated.
Yes, and please download because streaming doesn't count.
And if you want to hit me up on Twitter, you can find me at Lil Hellfire. This podcast is at QC_SMG pod. Our email is queenconsolidated.smg@gmail.com. And our Facebook is, of course, facebook.com/Queen Consolidated Podcast. We look forward to hearing from you. You can leave us a DM or just a comment on one of the articles over on the Facebook page as well. So, yeah. It looks like it's time to wrap this sucker up. So, unless you're stuck on a hellish island, please be sure to come back next week.
Queen Consolidated, signing off.